Hello everyone, this is 30 Days Piano with VIKY for Beginners, and today we are learning Schindler's List. This is day 4. As usual in this course, I'm going to demonstrate the piece and perform it for you, and then we're going to talk about it. Today, we do not have too many new challenges. The only big challenge for this lesson will be to stretch our hands and be able to connect very much the notes or play a very good legato. As usual, we're going to start with a short warm-up and look at what notes we're going to play with. No left hand is needed in this session as well. For Schindler's List, we're going to use only right hand and the following notes: E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. I'm sure many of you recognize the notes for the scale we're going to play. It's not the C major, but the A minor scale, and we don't have the G sharp because it's in its natural structure. Remember when I mentioned that minor scales have different structures, different types of minors? Well, we had the A minor harmonic with the G sharp. And we have the A minor melodic, which has the F sharp and the G sharp. Now, when you go back, you don't go back with the same notes, but you go back in the natural version of this minor. So no sharps and flats, or as we call it, natural minor. For Schindler's List, we're going to use this natural minor scale. So we're going to try to play the A natural minor, but in 2 octaves. So we're playing it in a longer version, not in its shorter version as usual. So let's try. 1, 2, 3, under. When you get to the 4th, go under again. And then you go back. Let's try to play the A minor melodic and then go back with the natural one. Excellent. Now, together with the A minor melodic scale, we're going to need a little bit of knowledge around arpeggios and broken chords. Now, what are the arpeggios and broken chords? The arpeggios are the very important notes of the scale, or 1st, 3rd, and 5th note repeated on a loop. So basically, A, C, E, A, C, E, A, C, E, A, and then we're gonna go back. Let's try this again. In your warm-up, you can try also playing the C major arpeggio, for example, which is C, 1st note, 3rd note of the scale, 5th note of the scale, and then repeat. And if you feel like stretching a little bit with the left hand as well, we could try the same. Starting from the pinky for A minor. C major. Great. Now we're not going to use the left hand for this piece, but it was good to warm up with the left hand as well, right? Did you know Schindler's List won the Academy Award, Best Original Score, the Golden Globe Award, the Grammy Award, and many others? The theme from Schindler's List is one of the most recognized contemporary film scores, and particularly for violin solo. After this short warm-up, let's look at our technical challenges. Our first technical challenge is stretching our fingers as it follows. It is very important, once again, that you are very relaxed with your hand and you try to accompany your finger with the wrist. So don't try to play only from your finger. Let's try this one more time. G, going across to the F, stretch to the B with the third, stretch to the D with the fourth, and stretch to the F with the fifth. Did you see how I helped my finger to go to that F? With my wrist. So if I actually lock my fingers in this position, it will be much more tricky to reach that F at the end, right? So let's try this one more time with a very flexible wrist. Great! Now that we've played it a couple of times, let's move to the second challenge. Second challenge will be starting from the higher D and stretch to the F, right? And then on the same note, substitute with the fourth. We did that with Over the Rainbow, substituting with the same finger on the same note. E, D, C, D, and then back to the E. That's actually not very challenging, right? If you play it once, I'm sure you'll be able to play it right away. The last challenge will be towards the end. We have to play a broken chord. Do you see that ziggy-zaggy line? That's a broken chord, or in this case, it's an arpeggio of A minor. So we have to reach that high A, which means that you have to do this kind of curved movement to help your hand to reach that high note. So start from the E and then move the wrist like this. This was in slow motion. Now if I try a little bit faster, that will be with the pedal. I'm using the sustain pedal, which is always handy. Now let's try to play the piece musical sentence by musical sentence, as we usually do in these sessions. As you can notice, in the first musical sentence, we have a hold on top of that note, which means that we can hold it as long as we want. Well, not too long, obviously. The challenge of this musical sentence is between the higher C and the D. That's a really big stretch. So let's have a few repeats of these two notes together, so we stretch very well these fingers. After you've done that, let's talk about the pedal. So we're going to use quite a lot of the sustain pedal in this piece, which is your right foot. So first note pedal, hold it and connect with the following note, and then again pedal, and then you can change it again. That helps a lot with legato, but since we're also trying to work out with our fingers and wrist and hand a good legato, it's also good to practice without the pedal. Next phrase. Aha, that's the first technical challenge we had, right? So that should be all fairly easy now to play, right? Let's try with the pedal. It's always very nice to play arpeggios or broken chords with the pedal, but if we play scales or notes which goes step by step down, it sounds quite overcharged, right? Like this. Doesn't sound really great. So let's avoid adding the pedal on the last F, E, D, and C. Next musical phrase. That was also one of our technical challenges, so you should be prepared to play it. It's very nice to play this piece after Hedwig's theme, which had lots of flats and sharps. This one is very nice and clean, and we can work on stretching our hands and playing with the pedal and trying to just search for a sound instead of the note of the right key, right? So the next musical sentence is the end. And then this is the nicest part, the arpeggio. How great is that, right? Great! Now, as usual, if you do not need any more practice on your own, try to play this piece with the video and the metronome and look at the music sheet on the screen, which should help. Now, watch our next videos and subscribe. Bye!